teenagers are being charged as adults tonight in connection with the death of a man in Northeast Philadelphia.
The 57-year-old victim was found just over a week ago, beaten and unconscious on a street in the Mayfair section of the city. Eyewitness News reporter Alicia Nieves is outside police headquarters with the details on how police caught up with the suspects. Alicia?
Well, Yuki and Jess, police say they received tips from the community and a lot of help from officials over at Lincoln High School. We're told the 3 teens charged all were students at that high school. Now, authorities also added that they did find a cell phone near where the 57-year-old man was beaten, and that was really the first step in closing in on their teenage suspects and now alleged killers. About a week after this 57-year-old man, Kevin Cullen, was robbed, beaten, and killed here along Loring Street in Mayfair, these 3 teens have been arrested and now charged.
They were all charged with murder-related offenses.
The 3 teens, 17-year-old Emmanuel Harris, 16-year-old Malik Page, and 14-year-old Brandon Conrad, all lived in Mayfair and were all Lincoln High School students. Now they're in jail facing murder charges as adults.
We know and we confirmed through the investigation that the motive was robbery. Mr. Cullen's pockets were turned out. Other items in the investigation led us to that belief as well.
Do you know how much money was taken?
Nothing was taken.
People in this Mayfair community who put up a memorial for Kevin Cullen knew him as a man who at the time of his death was going through a rough patch and didn't have much to take.
He was definitely bouncing from place to place. Living with different people at times. He's definitely well known in the neighborhood, and frankly, we didn't encounter any neighbors that had a bad thing to say about the man.
But now Kevin Cullen is dead, killed allegedly by the hits to the head he took from these 3 teens, and they may spend the rest of their lives in jail. Philadelphia Homicide Captain John Ryan says this is an unfortunate reminder to all teens.
Committing robbery is not the answer for boredom. It's not. It shouldn't be a rite of passage. It's can have tragic consequences.
And authorities told us just a little while ago that they do not expect to make any more arrests in this case, even though they believe there was a 4th person present during the beating of Mr. Kevin Cullen. Now, authorities would not elaborate any more on why that 4th person will not be charged. For now, reporting live outside Philadelphia Police Headquarters, Alicia Nieves, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Alicia, thank you.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, hit you with a video. Now this video comes out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I'm finna say ratchet ass Philadelphia like Lovely T. And big shout out to Lovely T, like how she be saying ratchet ass Florida. But PA, Philadelphia been in the news a lot lately. You know, not only on my platform, but on several other platforms. So what the hell is going on in Philly except for them good ass cheesesteaks? And big shout outs to Pat's and Geno's. Soon as your boy come up there, I gotta try some of them damn cheesesteaks. So hit me up soon as I get there and whatnot. But we have 3 teens who decide to play the knockout game, and pretty much things went wrong and beat a homeless man to death outside of a gas station. Now you might ask yourself, why are 3 teens, 3 young boys, instead of being in school somewhere, football, basketball practice somewhere trying to be constructive, why are they out here doing these type of things, messing with people who literally they do not know and has not done a single thing to them? So I'm gonna read a snippet from the story and I will give my opinion surely as we go. 3 teens charged with murder for beating a homeless man to death and robbing him of $0, not $1, not a penny, $0. You know what I'm saying? And it's bad enough. It wouldn't matter if they got $10,000. You still killed the man, you know. So I don't understand what's wrong with these youngsters these days. Philadelphia, PA. 3 teens are charged with murder and the beating death of a 57-year-old homeless man on Monday. Brandon Conrad, 14, Malik Page, 16, and Emmanuel Harris, 17, were charged in the November 26 death of Kevin Cullen. All these guys, oldest one's 17, the youngest is 14. You know, if anything, the 17-year-old should have been trying to set an example for the 14-year-old. So I don't know who was leading who, but the blind lead the blind. And guess what? They all end up in a ditch. Now, according to the police report, Cullen was set up and attacked by a group of teens and then found unconscious on the sidewalk by officers responding to a report of a robbery. Officers were called to the 4200 block of Lawrence Street for a robbery and arrived to find Kevin Cullen lying on the ground unconscious. He died at the hospital the following day. Police say they believe 5 teens were involved in the brutal attack. The seconds before the brutal beating were recorded by a home surveillance camera. The video shows Cullen being followed before he was attacked out of the frame, out of the reach of the camera. They were laughing like it was funny. One resident told Action News last week. They hit his head into a wall so hard, I felt it in my house on the second floor. It's sad, don't nobody deserve to die like that. Now, on Monday, the head of the Philadelphia Police Department's homicide unit said he thinks young people see these robberies as a rite of passage. And what kind of rite of passage that is, the hell if I know. But hell, they will see that it's no rite of passage. It's going to lead to a jail cell, prison cell, or death, or you getting killed by somebody when you trying to go up there and assault them and they pull out a weapon or a knife on you and slice your ass from your ass. Slice you from your ass to your appetite, or better yet, just shoot the shit out you. Like the old folks say, just shoot the shit out you. Now, we know and we've confirmed through the investigation that the motive was robbery. Mr. Cullen's pockets were turned out and other items in the investigation led us to that as well, said Captain Jack Ryan. However, Ryan said nothing was ultimately taken as Cullen did not have anything in his pockets. He was dead broke. He was, and no pun intended. He was broke. Let me say it right, because the guy did die. He was broke, and these guys basically got nothing. Just took his life. That's it. He didn't have nothing else to give them but his life. Not $1, $5, or whatever. Now, however, Ryan said nothing was ultimately taken as Cullen did not have anything in his pockets. The three suspects are friends who attended Lincoln High School, police say. And investigators are now looking to see whether they are involved in another assault for which a friend of theirs is already in custody, which 9 times out of 10 it probably is. And guess what? He's going to drop the dime on you assholes. You know what I'm saying? You young assholes. That's that. Because it's one thing, to be a damn fool, but to be a young damn fool, and it's even worse to be an old fool, but to be a young fool with so much potential, your whole life ahead of you, just to sit up here and waste it, trying to be cool with thinking that this is the way to go or some rite of passage. I don't know where that shit come about or who started that, but whoever started that need a big, good, strong kick and a mirror kick in their ass, because you do not get no stripes messing with innocent people. If you want to mess with somebody, go to the high school, go to the football team and the basketball team and jump on some of them guys who can fight back, who has just as much stamina and win as you do, and see if you come out on top. It's easy to pick on somebody that's basically defenseless out there, probably had a good meal in Lord knows when, a week or two, and that's who y'all decide to target. You know what you are? Those people are cowards. Anybody do that, young, old, whoever, male or female. If you mess with somebody innocent like that who cannot even properly take care of themselves and on the street, and you decide to hurt that person and ultimately kill them, you're a coward and you need to be put to death also. And I strongly believe in that. I stand by that. Now, one of the teens left their cell phone behind. Dumbass, that's how they caught you. Just like people going to go rob and break in houses and shit, leaving their damn cell phones instead of trying to be more careful. But see, let me tell you something. Like Mob D said, Prodigy said, and rest in peace to Prodigy. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. They wanna have one foot in the streets and one foot in the high school. Either you're gonna be a gangster on the streets and drop out of school, or you're gonna go to school and go on and live a good, legit square life. And there's nothing wrong with being a square. Hell, I'm a square. Forget that trying to be a thug and stuff in the streets like that's gonna get you somewhere trying to be cool. That's the problem with people now. They want to be something other than what they really are. You feel me? But you will learn if you live long enough, and I doubt if they do, because the way they're going, unless they make a drastic change, unless God himself step in, it's going to be hard for them. Now, Tom Cullen said his brother had no permanent address and would stay with various people, basically just a drifter. Tom said since their father passed away 11 years ago, Kevin had a particularly difficult time and had his demons, fighting drugs or whatnot, mental problems. Because, his dad probably was the only anchor, only thing he had in his life, only pillar that was holding him up in his life. And you took that, and not they took that away, but once his dad passed, he drifted further off into the dark side, as they say. Now, but Tom said he was always in his family's heart. We didn't get to see him too often. He would come in and out of our lives, Cullen said. He was not abandoned. He was not unloved. He was loved deeply. He was just one of them people, like he had enough problems of his own. Instead of him trying to throw it on his family, make them feel some kind of way. And I admire that about a guy. I'm talking about the homeless guy that was killed. Instead of him trying to come throw his problems and his burdens on them, he decided to go out there and be by himself with it. Which is a very honorable thing, because a lot of people would try to come around you and do what? Pull you down. So for this man to go off to himself by his lonesome and try to get himself right the best way he could, because just because we do things a certain way don't mean the next person's going to do it the same way. We all got different ways of having to deal with things, what we call coping mechanisms. Some of us go to Jesus. Some of us go to a bottle, a whiskey bottle. Some of us go to cigarettes, drugs, cocaine, or whatnot. Some of us resort to sex. Who knows? But, I understand what the brother was saying about him is that he wasn't abandoned. We didn't put him out. He basically had a lot of issues that he was dealing with, and he decided to be alone, which is very honorable, if you ask me. Now, these teens are being charged with as an adults, which they rightfully should, because you see the video, they jump out the van and then just run over there and basically just start beating the guy up and everything. Like, wow, like who does that? I don't understand what's wrong with these children these days, but I guarantee you this thing right here. When the prison system get through with them, with Department of Corrections, DOC get through with them, I guarantee you, young as they are, they will be singing a different tune, because there's no way, bad as you think you is, and young as you are and small as you are, you're not going to be able to go in there and compete with the big dogs. So most likely, the 17-year-old, he can go. You feel what I'm saying? Now the 14 and I think it was the 14 and the 16-year-old, they would probably have to stay in juvie until they become adults. But at 17, he can go and bust state prison wide open. And it's sad that you have to fight just to live, and then you have to fight to survive, and then you got to worry about assholes like these little three jerks come along, basically jump on you for no apparent reason. It's not like you broke in their house, not like you had sex with their girlfriend or something like that or whatever. It's not like you did anything wrong to them to warrant this behavior, and people still target you and ultimately destroy you and kill you. So I don't understand, because it's one thing to fight to survive, and then you got to fight all that time going through all these trials and tribulations. This guy dealing with his father passing, he's trying to work his issues out with himself. He has a family that supports him and love him, so it's not like he was a piece of trash. And I don't care what nobody say. A lot of you all don't give a damn about homeless people, but trust me, the same way you feel about a lot of these people, you can wind up in that same situation. Let your job lay you off, let you get hurt. Let your husband or your wife die, or you get paralyzed or something. Watch how quick you be on Skid Row, or you be homeless somewhere. And then these stories will start to resonate and make more sense to you, because a lot of people don't care about homeless people, but my heart goes out to homeless people. Every time I see a homeless person, well, not every time, 90% of the time, I'm not going to tell no lie. 90% of the time I see a homeless person, if I have, which I do, I give them $1, $2, maybe $5. I won't buy them alcohol or cigarettes, but I'll buy them something to eat, or I give them the money, and whatever they go choose to do with it, that's on them. So I have a heart for homeless people, because it could have easily been me at one time, just like it could have been a lot of you all at one time. Depends on how you lived your life. But let me know what you all think about this situation right here. And to the guy that lost his life, may he rest in peace. May he find rest and solace in the next life, because it's sad to live this much hell and then you die like that, and that just, if that don't hit somebody right there, I don't know what will, because that could have easily been me or you, and when you want somebody to tell your story, think about it. Let me know what you all think about this video right here, and what do you think should happen to these three little bastards. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you like, subscribe, definitely share this video with your hard-head cousins and your nephews or whoever. Share it with them, because trust me, if they don't change their ways, they got a place for them, either in a cemetery or in a state prison somewhere. Trust me, they got a place for you. You feel me? Let me know what you all think. Till next time, y'all stay blessed, stay woke, watch your back, and watch your front. I'm out.